You can see behind me, it's nice and sunny, so that always puts everyone in a good mood. We've got a lot going on, as always, within the law firm, and looking forward to a great weekend, of course. So Monday, we kick off with the check presentation, Union for Life. We have our wonderful outreach person, Morella Stefanescu, going up to Michigan with a couple of other staff members to present a check to the Union for Life Foundation, and that money will go to the University of Michigan for cancer research, which is always great. It's one of my favorite things to do as a lawyer and as running a law firm is to give back and to help causes that our clients care most about, and that of course would be cancer research. Also tonight we're doing a kickoff presentation for the auto show here in Chicago. The auto show is always in the early weeks of February, and it's a black tie event, and one of the benefactors is going to be, or beneficiaries of the charity will be the Susan G. Komen Foundation. So that'll be fun, looking forward to it. We're going to hopefully have a good time for a good cause and raise some money for breast cancer awareness. Also, I'm very excited to announce the new issue, let me get this in the screen, Cancer Wellness Magazine, issue 2. It is jam-packed full of amazing content. So if you'd like to check it out, go to cancerwellness.com. And my real sincere appreciation to the writers on this magazine for this issue and for everyone that was involved in the content. It's really cool. They talk about all kinds of different issues. One of the articles I really liked was about putting a virus into the body to fight a tumor. And that was by Dr. Kratsky up in University of Minnesota. He's one of the doctors on the forefront of that technique to fight cancer. But that's just one example of several articles in there that are really hard-hitting and really interesting. I mean, it's one thing if you're dealing with cancer, it's a cool thing to read, but if you're a loved one with somebody dealing with cancer, because of all the issues it touches on, including supporting members of your family or close friends that are going through that battle. So cancerwellness.com, check it out. You can get your own hard copy mailed to your house if you like. What else are we doing? So we've got the Fight for Air Climb, March 10. That's going to be that's a Sunday. There's 4 towers to climb, the presidential towers for the American Lung Association. I know I signed up, but now I will not be able to go because I'm speaking in California for the Beverly Hills Parent Conference on asbestos litigation. And that'll be for lawyers that practice within the industry or just exclusively on asbestos, where we talk about all the evolving issues within the litigation. I'll be talking about personal jurisdiction, what goes on for personal jurisdiction, what's evolving, and what we have to look forward to on that issue. And then also Illinois case law, since I spent a lot of my time in Illinois dealing with the law specific to asbestos here. So I'll be talking on that, and we'll be missing the Fight for Air Climb, but a lot of people within the firm will be there. And if you'd like to support the Vogelzang Law team, you can hop on our website and feel free to give money. That money will, of course, go right to the American Lung Association. We would simply be a conduit, and we're the ones that are, or the people in the firm that are climbing those 4 towers will be working to help raise that money for the American Lung Association. Also, yesterday, we sent out our firm newsletter. This is an update on what we're doing, a little bit about some of our clients and what's upcoming in our world of litigation and working with our clients and a lot of the fundraisers that we do. So again, that goes back to our website, vogelzanglaw.com. So if you'd like to check out our newsletter or receive it, just shoot us an email and we'd be happy to make sure you're on our list because it goes out every month. And then the union newsletter, so if you're somebody in a union or you're a business agent, business manager, or just simply a union member that would like to see what we do, how we support the unions in Chicago and all around, check it out. Morella Stefanescu, I mentioned her before, she's the outreach person. She puts that letter out and it goes out the first of every month. And it's also a really cool product with a lot of great content. And I'd encourage you to check it out. Within the firm, what we are doing next week is a trial. So every month we have a trial setting for our cases. And sometimes we settle cases before they come to trial, or a case might get continued so that we don't have any trials that particular month. But next week is our trial setting, and we have trial up for the late Mr. DeBolt and the late Mr. Humerick. They are, let's see, Mr. DeBolt was a boiler engineer, and he worked a lot with pumps and valves and other asbestos insulated equipment. And then Mr. Humerick worked in steel mills on a torch cutter machine and was around when a lot of other work was done with materials containing asbestos. So next week we'll be in court. Actually, I'll be in court in about a half an hour on that case, but then next week we're going to be on those two cases. And we'll see. Usually these cases resolve. We work hard to make sure that our clients are taken care of and compensated fairly. Of course, if we can't agree and we disagree with opposing counsel that a settlement number isn't fair to our client, we certainly have the right, and we're prepared to go to a jury and ask the jury to give us a fair number. And the same goes for the other side. If they feel that we're being unreasonable, they'll say, you know, we can just try this case. So it's a lot of saber rattling, for lack of a better word, and hopefully resolution, but everyone is prepared if it doesn't work out. So that will be exciting. It's always exciting. And finally, I like to hit one or two issues every week to talk about from the legal perspective if you're a potential client or just wondering generally about the law and some things that we practice. So one of the questions that we get frequently is, how much time do I have to file a lawsuit? What is that statute of limitations, which some of you may hear and may not be fully familiar with that term, but all it really means is how much time do you have from the date of injury to bring a lawsuit? Because if you're injured or you get diagnosed with cancer in 2006, I think it stands to reason that it's probably too late, and generally it would be, although there's always exceptions, and it's always worth talking to an attorney if you think for some reason you would have time to file a lawsuit. But the general rule in Illinois, in every state it's different, so that's why it always is tricky and why you should always consult an attorney within the state that you were injured. But we can always look it up. It is available on Google. And from the date with mesothelioma, from the date of diagnosis, that's really when the clock starts ticking. And that's 2 years. So if you were diagnosed in February of 2017, say February 27th of February 17, at February 27, 2019, that's your last day to file a lawsuit. Now, that can extend if you were to pass away from that cancer. The rule says it's whichever date is later. The date of diagnosis, 2 years after that, or the date of death, 2 years after that. So if somebody were to pass away from mesothelioma, it essentially resets the clock. And so if you were to pass away in 2019, you now have until 2021 to bring a lawsuit. So it's a lot to explain, and it's just kind of a general guideline for you, but obviously the best thing is to just pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what happened, what's the time frame involved here? So we always encourage clients to start that process as soon as possible, because it's hard as lawyers when somebody says, hey, my statute of limitations runs next week, what can you do for me? Because that can put attorneys in a real tough spot where you have to do your due diligence, but yet you also have to make sure you are within that statute of limitations. So that's your legal talk for the day. Hopefully it didn't get too intense or too complex. And I really appreciate everyone tuning in and listening, and we'll see you next week. So have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks again. Talk to you later.